The Star Federation was a beacon of stability in the Milky Way, a coalition of countless advanced civilizations that had worked together in peace for over 1,000 years. Its members ranged from ancient species who had unlocked the secrets of the universe millennia ago, to younger races who had proven their worth through innovation and diplomacy. Over time, the Federation had become a symbol of unity, a vast network of cooperation that ensured the survival and prosperity of its members. Yet, for all its power and wisdom, the Federation was unprepared for what was coming. A new threat had emerged, not from the far reaches of unexplored space, but from a forgotten corner of the galaxy. The first reports arrived like faint whispers carried by automated sensors on the edge of Federation territory. An unidentified object was moving toward the core worlds. At first, it was dismissed as debris or a rogue asteroid. But as the object continued its approach, more troubling details began to surface. It wasn't just moving. It was traveling faster than any known vessel in Federation space, and its trajectory was deliberate. The object appeared to be a warship, one with no known origin or allegiance. Most unsettling of all, its energy readings defied all Federation classifications, operating on principles that even their most advanced scientists couldn't comprehend. When the object's origin was finally traced, the Federation's leadership was stunned. It came from Earth, a planet that had been under a no-contact order for centuries. Humanity, the inhabitants of Earth, had been evaluated for potential Federation membership long ago. Their history of war, environmental destruction, and internal conflict led the Council to deem them unworthy of inclusion. Earth was left to its own devices, its primitive civilizations presumed too self-destructive to ever pose a threat. For generations, Earth was little more than a footnote in the Federation's archives, remembered only by historians and anthropologists. Now, this insignificant planet was sending a warship, a vessel so advanced that it rendered Federation senses useless. It absorbed every scan sent its way and left no traceable signals. The warship moved with an eerie precision, bending space in ways that suggested it had mastered forms of faster-than-light travel far beyond the Federation's understanding. Panic began to spread across the core worlds as the implications sank in. How could Earth, of all places, have developed such technology? What had humanity been doing in its long isolation? The Federation Council convened in an emergency session. Representatives of dozens of species, some towering and insectoid, others small and amphibious, debated furiously. The question on everyone's mind was the same. Was this a prelude to war? The few surviving records of Earth's history painted a picture of a species prone to violence, one that had waged countless wars even among its own kind. If humanity had truly advanced far enough to produce a warship like this, then the Federation might be facing a threat unlike any it had encountered before. As the warship approached the outer limits of Federation space, it disrupted the balance of power in ways no one had anticipated. Entire star systems experienced sudden power outages as the ship's presence interfered with their grids. Federation fleets scrambled to position themselves for a potential attack, but the more they studied the ship, the less they understood. Its hull was composed of an unknown material that reflected all scans, and its energy output suggested capabilities that exceeded even the most powerful Federation dreadnoughts. Then, without warning, the ship transmitted a message. A hologram appeared in the Federation's central council chamber, displaying the image of a human figure. Clad in a sleek, angular exosuit that radiated faintly with green energy, the figure stood with an air of confidence that bordered on arrogance. The envoy spoke calmly, but with unmistakable authority. They accused the Federation of abandoning Earth, of leaving humanity to struggle and suffer while the rest of the galaxy prospered. The envoy described centuries of hardship, where humanity had been forced to unite and innovate in ways the Federation could never have imagined. Then came the envoy's chilling declaration: "We have returned to negotiate the terms of your surrender." The council chamber erupted in chaos. The idea of surrendering to Earth seemed absurd. This was a planet the Federation had dismissed as irrelevant centuries ago, yet the evidence was undeniable. The warship hovering on their borders was proof that humanity had become something far more formidable than anyone could have anticipated. For all their technological advancements, the Federation had no means of countering a vessel like this. It was as though humanity had leapfrogged thousands of years of technological evolution in mere centuries. The question was, how? As Federation scientists and strategists worked frantically to devise a response, they uncovered disturbing clues about Earth's rise. Despite being cut off from the rest of the galaxy, humanity had not stagnated. Instead, they had thrived in isolation, forced to confront their own extinction through wars, environmental collapse, and resource scarcity. They had united under a single global government. This unity fueled a golden age of technological discovery. They cracked the secrets of quantum mechanics, unlocked the potential of artificial intelligence, and developed biological enhancements that turned their own bodies into tools of survival. But humanity didn't stop there. They had been watching the galaxy, using stealth technologies to observe the Federation and learn its weaknesses. Even as Federation fleets prepared for what seemed like an inevitable conflict, the situation took a sudden and unexpected turn. The Earth warship transmitted another message, one far more cryptic and ominous than the first. The envoy explained that Earth's warship was not an act of aggression, but a warning. They described a force that threatened not just the Federation, but the entire galaxy. A vast, dark entity that consumed star systems, leaving only silence in its wake. Earth's wording was simple: something worse is coming, something that neither you nor we can face alone. The message was accompanied by footage that defied comprehension. Planets were shown collapsing into voids of absolute darkness, their atmospheres ripping away as though consumed by an invisible force. Stars flickered and died, leaving only emptiness behind. The Federation's most brilliant scientists analyzed the footage but found no answers. Whatever this force was, it operated beyond the known laws of physics. It was a threat that no amount of firepower or diplomacy could repel. The Federation Council found itself paralyzed. Humanity's warning was impossible to ignore, but so was the possibility that this was a ploy to manipulate them. Trusting humanity felt like a gamble with everything at stake. Dismissing them outright could doom them all. Meanwhile, the Earth warship powered down its weapons, signaling no intention to attack. Its final transmission was stark in its simplicity. Decide quickly, because if they arrive, none of us will survive. As the warship remained motionless on the Federation's borders, a sense of unease settled over the galaxy. For the first time in 1,000 years, the Federation's unity was tested not by internal dissent, but by an external force it could neither predict nor control. Humanity, once seen as a chaotic and insignificant species, now held the fate of the galaxy in its hands. The question was no longer about Earth's intentions. It was about whether the Federation could afford to ignore its warning.